What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Rogue Bob Gaming. I'm Matt, coming at you with another Magic the Gathering video. Today we're talking about my top 5 tips you need to know before entering your first draft tournament for Magic the Gathering. I just came off my first couple, so hopefully these tips and tricks will help you as well if you're thinking about entering a draft tournament, or if you've been going for a while, maybe it'll help you out there as well. Before we get into the video though, I just want to say, if you like what we do here, make sure you like the video, hit the notification bell, and subscribe because it really helps out the channel. We come out with videos every week. So if you don't know what a draft style tournament for Magic the Gathering is, it works like this. So basically everybody opens up a pack. You're sitting at a table with a bunch of people, you open up a pack and you pick one card from that pack that you just opened. You set it to the side, so you might set it to the left or the right, and the next person picks another card out of that pack. Meanwhile, you're getting a set of cards that have one card taken out and you get to pick from those. So basically a bunch of packs are going around in a circle and you get to pick a card from each one of those as the pack thins. So that way everything's kind of on even playing ground. It's actually a really fun format. So the first thing I think you should know before heading in is that you should bring your items. I forgot some of mine, so maybe I'm not the best example, but what I mean by that is you can bring your playmat. You should bring your playmat. You should bring your sleeves. You get to keep the cards that you draft, so you should bring your sleeves so you can sleeve them up, and they're a lot easier to play with. I forgot my sleeves because I was just being an idiot today for whatever reason. But also bringing your dice. There's a lot of counters in Magic the Gathering, so making sure you have your dice, maybe a life counter, things of that nature, so that you're completely prepared to play a game. It is a full-on game, just in a different style. My second tip for y'all is know the set you're playing. This could be something as simple as know if it's the newest set or maybe an older set. We were playing Streets of New Capenna at my tournament. So making sure you know the set, not only which set it is, but get a little familiar with the cards. I had no familiarity with the cards when I went in. I still did all right. You could still do it without that, but it would have helped so much if I knew what certain cards did, what certain cards, worked well together, what the set was kind of revolving around. I went in very blind, which you can obviously do, but it really helps if you kind of know the cards to some extent, maybe the chase cards, so that when you see them, you can pick them right out of your draft and you don't have to waste time reading every single one. Again, you can do it without, but I think it's very helpful to know the set. I will say though, don't pre-plan what you're gonna play. If you pre-plan what you're gonna play, you probably won't get it because it's very randomized. So don't pre-plan it, but just be familiar with the set. Tip number 3 is going to help you with more of the play style that you're going to do. Try to find cards that synchronize well together. Not just in terms of, playing just red or just black or just black and red. So not just looking at the colors, but looking at the effects, the abilities. What do these cards do? Do they have abilities that synchronize? Do they have archetypes that work well together? Do certain cards function well in those archetypes? So as you're leafing through, make sure you're looking at the cards in full, looking at their archetypes, looking at their mana, looking at their mana cost. You don't want to have too many high cost cards. You also want to make sure you're getting enough creatures versus lands are for free, so you don't have to worry about that, but creatures versus spells, and sorceries, instants, things of that nature. So you want to make sure that you're looking for those things so you can go into your game with a deck that's already kind of functioning well on its own. A lot of the cards play off each other. When the times I got beat, it's because people built some decks that really function well. All the cards function well together and synchronize completely. Tip number 4, know your local game store and its format. So I went to Peach State Games. I love the game store down there. It just opened in my area, so please check them out. I'll leave a website link in the description below for them because they're amazing, especially if you're in the Georgia area. But know what kind of format they're running, and what I mean by that is, how much is it going to cost? Ours cost $15, basically paid for the 3 packs that we drafted, but we got to keep them, so it felt kind of worth it. But also, there's different ways to play a tournament. There's elimination and Swiss seem to be the popular ones. If you don't know what Swiss is when you play, you have like a set number of games. You play somebody, and if you win or lose, you take that record and play someone with your same record. So if I won one, I would play someone who was 1-1. If I won one and lost one in the second round, I would play someone who was also 1-1. And you're just trying to get the best record at the end of the day. Elimination, pretty basic. You just get eliminated when you lose. We played elimination, so you had 3 games you can get to, but if you lost one, you were just out, so you couldn't go to the next one. Just something to keep in mind, because I didn't know the format in terms of elimination when I first went in. Not that it bothered me, I still had a great time, but it's good to know when going into your tournament what kind of the format is, how they're going to draft. You know, we had a specific way we draft, you know, and all you can do is just ask. All you have to do is ask, don't have to worry about it too much. And the last tip I have for y'all going into your first Magic the Gathering draft tournament seems pretty simple, but just have fun with it. Going to my first one was kind of nerve-wracking. I didn't know anybody. I just kind of wanted to do it for fun. I didn't, like I said, know any of the cards. I didn't really look at this set in thorough before I went, but I just went and had fun with it. I played a blue-white deck for fun, and I did a second draft, and I did a black-red, and I just try to find things that work well together, and I won a couple games. It was pretty fun, and even if you don't win a couple games, learn from it. Just experience, you know, meet new people. I think what was fun about going to Peach State Games was that the community there is great, and they help me. And you know, if I did a misplay, they let me know, like, hey, you could have done this might have helped you out. So I just got to learn more about the game, so going forward I can be that much of a better player. So just have fun with it. Again, if you lose, you lose. Just learn from it, and you know, keep enjoying the game. All right, everybody, that was my 5 tips going into your first Magic the Gathering draft tournament. Again, it was a ton of fun. Huge shout out to Peach State Games for letting me come in and play those 2 tournaments. So I did 2 back to back. It was so much fun, and thank you to all the people I got to play with and just experience that time with. It was just a really great time, and I recommend it for anybody. What's really nice is it's an even playing field, so you don't have to buy a super expensive deck to participate, which I think is awesome. You don't have to buy this, you know, $500, $1,000 deck to actually compete. Everybody's on the same playing field. Everyone's just trying to draft the same cards and just try to get lucky. And so, and you know, try to formulate a plan based off this randomness. And I think it's one of the coolest formats to play, and I really recommend it to anybody wanting to try. But without further ado, thanks for joining me today. If you made it this far, again, please consider subscribing, liking the video, all that stuff. It really helps us out. And again, we come out with a lot of videos every single week just for y'all. We love doing this, and we hope to see you in the next video.